Hey everyone, Professor Baldwin here. Today we're going to look at how to solve an equation symbolically, and this equation has a square root in it. Now remember that the opposite of a square root, so if you take the square root of x, that's the same as x to the power of 1/2, and the opposite of that would be to square something. So to remove a square root, you need to square it. So our first step is to square both sides of this equation. And when you square a square root, you get just the radicand, which is x plus 6 in this case, equals the right-hand side, x squared. Now notice that we're going to have a polynomial here, so we need to move everything to the same side. And I'm going to move everything to the right because I want my x squared to remain positive. So I'm going to subtract x. So 6 equals x squared minus x. Then I subtract 6. So 0 equals x squared minus x minus 6. Or, because it's an equal sign, x squared minus x minus 6 equals 0. And how do you solve a polynomial? You factor it. So we need to factor this polynomial. So remember, we're looking for the two numbers that multiply together to give us -6, but they need to add to give us -1. Those numbers would be what? 3 and a 2 multiply to 6. And if it's a -3, when we add -3 and +2, we get -1, which means this factors to x minus 3 times x plus 2 equals 0. Remember, you can always FOIL these two binomials to check that you have that polynomial you started with. Now you use the zero product property, which says that either x minus 3 has to be 0 or x plus 2 equals 0. And then we solve for x. The first one, we add 3 to both sides, so it tells us x equals 3. And the second, subtract 2 from both sides, and x equals -2. So these are our two possible answers. I say possible because we always need to check and verify that they actually work in our original equation. So we're going to perform our check now. And we're going to plug each of these into that original equation, x plus 6 equals x. So our first, x equals 3, we would have the square root of 3 plus 6. And does that equal 3? That's what we're checking. Well, the square root of 3 plus 6 is the square root of 9 equals 3. And the square root of 9 is 3, so 3 equals 3. That checks. Now let's check the other possible answer. We have -2 plus 6. Does that equal -2? -2 plus 6 is 4. And what's the square root of 4? 2. Well, does 2 equal -2? No. So we have to throw that answer out, which means the only possible answer is x equals 3.